Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on a Tuesday night. This is your boy Stevie Ray, and I am the host of the world's most dangerous podcast, Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Hope everybody's ready for another one. We had a good one last night with Jimmy. I want to let everybody know all the things that we're getting from last week's show with Ryback, man. It's been very, very appreciative. We got over 3,800 hits. I take that back. Comments. I don't know how many hits. And so many people are leaving messages that are just on the up and up. And I like that. What's up, Jamie? Was also talking to some of the boys on Facebook, of which I would like everybody on Facebook to go over to Stevie Ray TV. On Twitch, Stevie Ray TV on YouTube. Become a subscriber, and you can see the shows live. And you can see who I'm talking to, not like what you're doing right now, just watching me on my phone. But hey, man, go make that switch, and we're gonna make this thing up. What's up, Kush? Is that Brian? Ron, real cool. What's going on with you guys, man? It is on like a steaming pot of neck bones, and believe me, suckers got to know, and that's why I'm here. Okay, now you guys know every Tuesday night, Sonny Ono is usually on the show. But last week, I had to tell Sonny to stay at home, man, because this is the thing, man. I'm gonna have to start doing this, man. I don't know if Sonny knows yet, but I'm going to maybe inform him of it tonight. Then again, maybe I won't. But whenever I got big guests coming on, because you know what I'm talking about. Whenever I got big guests coming on, I want them to start coming on Tuesday night. You know why? Because on Wednesday nights, I'm watching AEW. And then on Monday nights, everybody is watching, WWE. So I got to take Sonny's show and make it about the wrestling public when I have a big guest coming on. And it is what it is, man. I'm sorry to do that, but we got to take his spot. Because I got some other guests lined up. Matter of fact, I got a guest coming on that's with AEW right now. You say you'll see how hey, look, Kush, who cares? Who cares how you feel? You got to realize, man, the show must go on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard that in show business? The show must go on. That's the rules, man. That's the rules. That goes way back. The show must go on, bro. Now, Sonny, my man, 50 grand. But hey, cause you know what's up. We can always have him on. Jamie, we can always have him on. But we can't always have these guests on, and they're free. You know what I'm saying? We can't always have these guests on. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, not that we're trying to play somebody out or nothing like that. It's just the fact that people got limited times that they can come on, man, because they rather, if I'm getting an AEW guy on, he working on Wednesday night. Or he's getting ready to fly out, depending on where they're going to be. Because he might be flying out on Tuesday, depending on what part of the country they're working in. So that makes it bad for me. So I can't get interviews like that on Wednesday nights, because if they're on the road, because that Wednesday show is live, and then they tape the other shows at the same time. Powerhouse. I can't tell you, man. Well, don't start guessing, dog. I can't tell you. Let's just wait and see, man. Just wait and see. Might be Powerhouse Hobbs. Just might be. Might be Chris Jericho. Might be Arn Anderson. Could be a lot of people. Could be a few. Jamie just said, I hate when trolls come in and disrespect everyone on the show and disrespect real fans. But Jamie, who are you talking about exactly? I haven't read all the comments. Did somebody say something that you didn't like? Who are you talking about exactly? I'm trying to go back and see. Did anybody say anything? I don't think anybody said anything off kilter that I see. Whatever happened to Mrs. Jones? That's a good question, Oswalter. Last I heard, she was in New York teaching or something like that. How true that is, I don't know. I seen her on something. This was years ago. I don't know if it was a video or a TV show or I can't remember. Last time when you had Ryback and people, don't worry about them. It wasn't the fact that, Jamie, that they disrespect. It's the fact that people feel the right to do shit that has nothing to do with the how the pendulum is swinging for the show. The show is for you guys' entertainment. And the show is for you guys to learn certain things that we're talking about that you're not privy to. So I feel as though if I can bring that to you in some way, shape, or form, that's what it's about. Now, Ryback has his own, going back to the Ryback thing last week, he has his own media outlets for that kind of stuff. So if somebody got a problem with him, go on his show. Tell him what you like, tell him what you don't like. He's a guest on this show, and he's my guest. So I would just like for fans to respect that he's a guest. That's all. It's a certain camaraderie that we got in this business. Now, whatever things that are going on out there in the world with Ryback, a lot of them I'm not privy to because I don't keep up with him on a day-to-day basis. One of you guys sent me, who was it? Was that you, Jamie? I can't remember. They sent me the thing about what was being said between he and my brother. And I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, this is going, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't follow a lot of podcasts. I don't really follow a lot of especially wrestling podcasts. I don't really follow them. So whatever's going on out there in the world, if a fan don't really send it to me, like a lot of you guys do, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I got my own shit going on. Who's that, Brian? Okay, you sent it. I can't remember. But I remember you came on the show and you asked me, hey, Steve, have you heard about blah, blah, blah? And I was like, no, man, DM me. And that's what you did, and I appreciate that. So once I started looking at it, I was like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I contacted Ryback, and I was like, man, what the hell is this shit all about? And I was like, hey, you want to come on the show and talk about it? Because he said him and my brother was going back and forth, and he asked my brother to come on the show live, and they were going to hash it out. And then my brother said, no, we can't do it live, and blah, blah, blah. So then he said he never heard back from him. So I was like, well, you want to come on my show and talk about it? That's what that whole thing was about. He came on my show. We talked about it. Hopefully we learned something. I mean, we laughed, we talked. Russo came on, Chris Dillsworth came on. We had a great show. And like I said, we got close to 4 million comments. 4 million likes, no dislikes for one show. 4 million people. And the comments, I got about, I don't know, 150 or something like that, different comments. Not one comment was negative. I mean, not super negative. Some people were saying different things about what we were already talking about. But other than that, everything was positive, man. And that's what podcasts are supposed to be about. Positive stuff. You know, stuff that you can take in. Maybe you might learn something that you don't know, because everybody's not entitled to know what's going on behind the scenes other than what you see on social media. And I'm going to tell you, 90% of the shit you hear on social media is bullshit. Somebody put it out there just to direct you in a certain direction and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, brother, that's not what I try to bring. I try to be as upfront and forthcoming as possible. Whether it be a wrestling guest, whether it be a former NBA star like we had on right before Right Back, or whether it be somebody working in the community, politician, whatever, bro. That's what I'm about, man. I'm about making a difference and trying to learn something and give it to you guys, you know, because it ain't always about wrestling. You know, we've had MMA, we've had boxers, we've had everything across the board on this show. And it's gonna stay like that. What's up, Queen? How you doing? And it's gonna stay like that, man. And if you wanna hear it, I'm gonna keep bringing it. If you don't wanna hear it, that's cool too. It ain't gonna make me no never mind, because there's 50,000 podcasts out there that you can go listen to and get what you want. I'm just saying, respect what I do. You can get what you want, but just respect what I do. That's all. The only thing, Real Cool said, the only thing I found odd was Ryback saying that WWE is suppressing his social media. Why would they be? See, that's what I'm saying right there, Real Cool. What he's talking about is 100% true, but by the mere fact that you're not in the business, you don't understand it. So you put two and two together with something you don't know and something that you think you know, and you put that together, it's 100% wrong. Everything he said is 100% true, and I know it for a fact. Yeah, because that's how big companies do you. See, Ryback is making big money off of his social media platforms. So when people come in and, you know, they got the power to do it, just like when you know, there were certain politicians saying that Russia interfered with the election back in 2015. Well, we ain't got no way we can possibly know that. But the people that know, they know that. Now, whether it's something done or not, you know, we don't know at the end of the day. But if there's enough people saying, hey, that was true, that's how the big wigs mess with the little guy. They don't mess with you physically. They fuck with your back pockets. Do that make sense? So he didn't want to sit there and explain it word for word. But what he was saying was to give you an outline. And that's where comprehension comes in at. But it's hard for you to comprehend on things if you're not privy to everything that's really going on. There's no slight on anybody. That's anybody and anything. That's all. You know. What's up, Jack? Jack Outlaw is in the house, y'all. Ain't nobody seen him in I don't know how many months. We didn't even know he was still a, you know, a fan of the show. But he's back now. I knew for a long time Bobby Fulton wasn't getting royalties from WWE from his matches. A lot of others. Nah, don't nobody get royalties from that. Where you getting that from, bro? Cal, who just said that? Don't nobody get no royalties from no match. What do you think this is? You know, we more like Gilligan's Island. You know what I'm saying? You know, wrestling, we more like what happened with the people at Gilligan's Island. You know, we not like the people like, you know, they do 100 episodes and then they getting paid for the rest of their life because people made different deals. No, brother. Yeah. Royalties for matches? Shit. I should be a rich man. Super rich man. If it came down to that, people always sending me old matches I don't even remember. I ain't getting a dime from it. You know who's getting the money. It ain't me. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all you guys over there on Facebook that are watching the show, go to Stevie Ray TV, man. Go to Stevie Ray TV, become a subscriber, and you can see the show live. Okay? Right now, we got Sonny on know is just getting ready to come up. You can't see him now because I just got my phone right now on my Facebook page. Hey, I even see Delbert out there. What's up, Delbert? Delbert, go to Stevie Ray TV on YouTube or either Stevie Ray TV on Twitch. Become a subscriber, and you guys can see the show. Send your comments on. You can even call into the show. 832-243-4428. 832-243-4428. And I got to get out of here right now. Peace, guys. All right. Sonny.
What's up, my blood brother?
What's up, Sonny? Did you watch the show last week?
No.
You didn't watch the show?
No, but I talked to him at WrestleCon. And, I know where he was at.
Right.
I know how he was feeling, and he was looking forward to getting back into it, doing something big. And I said, we talked about AEW and the possibility there. And it'd be great if he can make it happen.
Well, hopefully he can, man. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed for him, man. But we had a great show. A lot of positive feedback from the show. People loved it, and that's what the show is about, man. That's what the show is about. And I was just telling the fans that we got a couple of more people. One from AEW that everybody's going to be able to ask questions to. I had phone calls that night. I had plenty of questions. We had a lot of fun. Vince Russo even made an appearance.
Nice.
Yeah, Vince made an appearance for a few minutes, man, and that was funny as hell. But Chris Dillsworth, he came over from his podcast, Heels for Life, and Chris asked a few questions. It was a great show. Everybody loved it. Everybody got some information about things that they didn't know that was going on. And hey, man, that's what the show was about, man. That's what this show is about.
It's one thing to know what you and I are doing because we haven't been on television forever, but for guys like Ryback, it's like he's there, he's gone. Everybody wants to know, right?
Right.
So it's great for him to do a show like yours, and let his fans know what's up.
Right.
So I think that's a great platform for him to come on and do it. So,
right. But anyway, Sonny, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
What happened with the meeting? You talked to Mike?
Yeah.
I need him to call me.
Okay.
I need him to call me.
Okay, I'll have him call you.
If we're going to put the show on Fight TV, we need to start making something happen.
Okay. I'll call him. I'll call him right after we're done here.
You should have been called him.
No, I already talked to him about it, but I can't just give out your number. I have all them girls from Detroit calling you again.
Where is Mike right now, anyway?
He lived in Florida for the longest time, right? Now
right.
He's back. He's back in Ohio.
Ohio?
Don't ask me why. Yeah, he's originally from there.
Oh, okay. I just going to say, I have to talk to Mike about his place of origin.
No, we just did a deal. We just did a deal. I don't think it's been announced yet, but with Sky Perfect TV, Sumitomo company that we used to do business back in the day with WCW. They were just when satellite TV was starting to happen. This is 25 years ago.
Okay.
So they reached out to me, and I got that deal done with Mike, And what they have is they have a library of all those shows from New Japan, All Japan, Noah, all that stuff. So all that stuff's going to be coming on to Fight. Um, so the Fight going to get all kind of Japanese content. So
now last week, Ryback had sent out a challenge. I guess he put it out there in the wind that Goldberg is looking for a retirement match.
Yeah,
And
I talked to Bill about that a little bit.
Yeah, and he's willing to step up to be the guy to challenge him in the retirement match. But he wants to do it through AEW. I made a suggestion that, brother, if I'm your advisor, if I'm a Don King, don't give away what you can sell. Because if you're with AEW, you guys will just be employees. You know, you just be an employee. And after that match, then what? I said, why don't you get together with Bill and someone like myself who has connections, and you guys promote the show, and y'all take all the money.
Don Stevie Ray? What?
You know what I'm talking about, brother.
No, it actually makes sense. You're absolutely right. Why? Like, if you have a two guys already, right?
Right.
You already have a fight.
You already got it.
So why do you need, all you need now is, because you have the product now. All you need
We got
is
the product. Right.
They can promote that on, for that matter, on Fight TV. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's say we get with Mike.
Yeah.
And the last big show of the year is WrestleCade.
Yeah.
Main event at WrestleCade. Not only will you sell a shitload of tickets,
Yeah.
I mean the pay-per-view will go through the roof.
Yeah. You know.
Especially if you got a good card to go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, there was at the WrestleCon. It's in my phone. I spoke with the promoter from Israel.
Okay.
Who Bill was talking to. You know, he wanted to do something maybe in Israel.
Okay.
You know, because it doesn't matter where they do it.
Well, but I'm saying this: if a promoter is trying to do, is the promoter talking with Bill about doing a retirement match or just a show?
No, I think it was Bill approached him.
Or more than one show.
Yeah, approached him about doing a retirement match, because you know, I'm sure you talked to Bill or you heard what Bill said. Part of his deal was, you know, he had a handshake deal with Vince.
Right.
That they were going to give him a send-off retirement match, you know, at WWE, and that didn't happen. They just said thank you very much. And,
right.
you know.
Cal Cutter just said, "Hey, Cal Cutter, can I run my show? Is that okay? Can I run my show, Cal Cutter, the way I want to run it?"
What did he say?
He said, "Tell us." Nothing. Don't worry about what Cal Cutter talking about, man. But anyway.
No. So I talked to Bill, and Bill said there
Oh
was
no, that wasn't Cal Cutter. That was Kush. Kush, same thing go to you. Let me run my show. Like Muhammad Ali said when he was fighting George Foreman. Let me fight my fight. And see what happened in that fight, right? That was Kush, not Cal Cutter. Go ahead, Sonny.
No. So I talked to Bill in a little bit in LA, and the promoter separately from Israel approached me about getting some talent and stuff, and I said, yeah, I'd be glad to help. And that's when he mentioned, you know, he was trying to put together, you know, pay-per-view, you know, live gate match, and maybe in Israel.
Right.
And that will kind of, well, I think what the promoter was looking for is maybe that'll be a catalyst to get his his show, you know, whether he's going to do a big show every 3 months or whatever, as far as a promoter goes,
Right. Right.
that would be a catalyst to get his company up and to make it into a
Right.
major audience. So, you know,
Yeah, I can understand that, man. But to be honest, if it was about those two and a last match for Goldberg, not anything overseas, but that would have to be here in the States. That would have to be here. Now, I'm not saying they can't take it overseas later, but if you're doing one thing while one guy is trying to get back in and one guy's trying to get out,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, with that last match, and I think people will gravitate to it because they've never met each other before. Because even on the show last week, Ryback made references to the fact that he had went to the office several times and wanted to work with Goldberg, and the office would never do it. The
really,
office would never. Oh yeah, he talked about it last week, and for all intensive purposes, yeah, you have to look at the show and go back and look at the show and you can see exactly what he said. But I'm
right,
not gonna get in. I'm not gonna get into that. But these were his words about that situation, and I'm thinking, from what he wants to do, he wants to show, that he wasn't a WWE version of Bill. Hey man, what's that? Somebody tearing something up in your house? What was that?
my wife could be upset. Who knows?
She throwing stuff at you?
Yeah, because I'm
You
leaving.
better.
I'm
You
going up
better.
north.
You what? You
I'm
leaving?
I'm taking the RV and go up north and get out of this heat.
Oh, Sonny.
I saw the temperature in Houston. It said 109.
Son.
Um,
Oh my goodness, brother. My
and it,
electric bill was $100 higher than last month.
and you guys have humidity on top of that.
Oh my goodness, man.
So,
And my air conditioner went out in my truck, in my pickup.
oh, sure.
The little
Yeah,
module behind the dash, you know how the Chevrolets are,
yeah.
is malfunctioned, and it's cold air blow on the passenger side and hot air blow on the driver's side. Now, why couldn't it be the other way? You know what I'm saying? So I can't cut it on because I get all the heat.
Right. Well,
You
that
know,
sounds like in
so
real life. You get all the heat. That is in life.
yeah, man, so stuff breaking in your house. Hey, man, tell your wife to calm down, man,
I know it.
till we finish the show. Then she can throw you out the window.
I know. Well,
Okay?
like I said, I got to leave early today, so you know. But hey, what about there's a Battle of Atlanta, big tournament in Atlanta. Did you see that clip by any chance?
With the cat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me break this down for you. Okay.
So what? Before you go on there, but let me.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was a team fight, right? Team
Okay.
fight is a total score.
I got you.
Okay. So I think there's 3 or 5 man team, but he fought. Now because of his age, he fights 55 and over, or whatever the age group they are.
Okay.
Senior division. There's people my age, 65 and over, and all that stuff too. But
Right.
so Ernest calls me up. He said, "Come to Battle of Atlanta last week." I said, "I can't come." He says, "I'm gonna fight." I said, "Okay." But he's been training with another karate school,
Okay.
Kyokushin,
Okay.
and that Japanese style. So he's been training. So anyway, but the guy he was fighting is a pretty good guy. I mean, he's in senior division as well, but he's 50
Okay.
and under. So on a team competition, there's no divisions. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You just send your best guy out there.
Right.
So although Ernest was a lot older than this guy, and this guy had, he'd been like 2-3 time champion and this and that. So, Ernest went out and said, I'll come down. I'll come down to the age group and fight him, or, I'll fight him despite I'm in different division. So Ernest beat him. I think he beat him like 9-2 or something.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what Sonny is talking about is Ernest the Cat Miller. You all know Ernest the Cat Miller. He enters a karate tournament this past weekend in Atlanta. Looked like they were holding it in some ballroom, like where they would do for little kids. I don't know. That's what it looked.
Hotel ballroom. You're correct.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they found the smallest ballroom because they were too cheap to get a big one. But that's what it looked like to me. I went there. I don't know. Ernest sends me a video. Calcutta, Kush. He sends me a video of him having a point karate match. You know, I'm coming the Daniel LaRusso type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Now, after I watched the video, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna have to get Ernest Miller on this show to explain himself to the world. Seriously. We got to get him on the show.
That'll be nice.
And I'm going to tell you, after I saw the video, ladies and gentlemen, these are my exact words that I commented when I saw this video. I'm reading it from my phone right now. These are my exact words. Ernest Miller, fighting a man he outweighs by 100 pounds. And then he has the unmitigated gall to be proud of that. I say Ernest Miller should pick on someone his own size. Now, let me get this straight. As he's telling me about the thing to try to make himself seem like he's just unbeatable, he goes on to tell me about this opponent of his. The next day, the opponent beat everybody. Whoever this guy may be. He beat everybody. In essence, trying to put himself in the light that I beat the guy that beat everybody. But you 270 and the guy was 185. How is that fair, Sonny?
Well, let me explain a little bit about.
Yeah, please explain that.
Let me explain something about point fighting. If I can, point fighting is size does matter to a certain degree, but I'm 5'4" on my best day.
Okay.
Okay, and it's shrinking every day. I fought a guy who was 6'2", 6'4", well, they have a reach on me, right? Obviously, So it's a little bit, and it's more like fencing. It's a game of tag. It's who hits who first. Okay.
Right? What's up, Nicholas? Yeah, go on.
So reach makes difference. So size does matter to a certain degree. Okay, but Ernest being a little heavy, I thought he's going to be a lot slower than. I was surprised how quickly he could move.
Ernest looked slow as molasses.
Well,
he looked as slow as syrup coming out of a bottle. That's what he looked like.
But he was a little quicker than that.
But the guy kept rushing in, overzealous, trying to go over the top, and he was leaving his midsection open, and Ernest was killing him.
Yeah, he was hitting him in the body, yeah.
Right. Okay, if I can see that, this so-called karate man, whoever he was fighting, I don't know his real name, this so-called karate individual, overzealous, because he was being embarrassed in front of everybody, left himself open. He needed a Mr. Miyagi, just like Daniel's son did with Mr. Miyagi, when Mr. Miyagi would take him to the side and say, hey, look, kid, slow your ass down here. Remember what I told you. That's how Daniel LaRusso got over.
See, you should have been coaching him. You should have been there.
I would have said, hey, man, take the foot gimmicks off, take the gloves off, give me the headgear, and I, Stevie Ray, who hasn't taken any karate lessons since 1973.
I think I have an idea though. Then I think with Goldberg and Ryback at main event, I think you and Ernest should be undercard at special karate match.
Yeah.
Undercard.
Yes.
And actually do a point fighting.
Yes. Yeah, I can go for that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of him calling me, showing me this lackluster performance.
Well, let's do that. Let's get Ernest. Ernest will go with that. Well, and I'll talk to Bill. Bill's a good friend with Ernest. I'm sure we can put that on the card.
Yes.
Special super fight. You guys can be on the card. Maybe semi. Oh no, we'll call it super challenge match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only point fighting, so you're not killing each other.
It's all good.
Yeah. Who hits
It's
who
all
first?
good.
A lot like fencing, right? It's
Right.
who tags who other guy first.
Right.
It's not how hard you hit. You just have to tag the guy. And all blow is designed to be controlled. You know what I mean? You're not there to drill take somebody's rib cage out. But
somebody just said Stevie and Book against Ernest Miller and Glacier. Didn't they see what happened the last time they put Didn't y'all see what the last time they put them two karate men in the ring with us and what happened?
Glacier is not a karate guy.
Remember, Glacier's not a karate guy? What is he?
No, he's not like karate guy like Ernest. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just saying, that's what the fan just said. I don't care if he's karate guy at all, because you got to bring it. Right. You got to bring it, brother. Even Ernest, we had to shut him down after he came in with a couple of little kicks. Then we shut him down, picked him up, and dropped him on that big bald head of his, and it was over.
This
1, 2, 3.
Fighting now. This is legit point fighting. It's going to be a control. Point fighting is a control blow.
I know that. I'm just telling the kid, hey, go back and look at the tape.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, after they got through, they broke them up as a tag team.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a synergy there.
Cross said Glacier's iceberg chaser. I'm just saying that I would not be proud. I cannot let Ernest Miller put this tape out there against very, very questionable opponent and then act as though I just beat the man. I can't let that go down, son. I can't let it happen.
I was disappointed if you watch the whole fight, you see Ernest shove that guy.
Then he pushed the guy in the face. What kind of disrespect? What kind of disrespect is that?
Yeah, he was disrespectful. I agree.
He like Johnny on the Karate Kid now. You know what I'm saying? He turns into Johnny. You know. No, I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it, man. I can't let him do that.
I was waiting for somebody to say, "Take out the leg, sweep him,
sweep the leg." What, Sensei? I can take this guy.
Ernest, sweep the leg.
You have a problem with that? Do you have a problem with that? Huh?
We can have fun with it, you and Ernest.
Yeah, and I'm a judo chop him right in the top of that big head of his, man, and it's gonna be over.
Super challenge match, point fight. We'll actually bring in karate point, judges, and But
look at Cal Cutter said another broken up team by Harlem Heat. The other was Johnny B. Bad and Michael Hayes. I remember that. And Michael Hayes turned on Johnny B. Bad.
Man.
Oh my goodness. But hey, man, it's all good. We can do that, but I'm not gonna let Ernest Miller put these kind of things on social media to make the world seem like he just beating up everybody. And I think that was put up under false pretenses, man. I really don't.
I was rather surprised though, because that's probably one. He hadn't fought in tournament for I don't know, probably a whole year, at least.
That's not that long against an overzealous 185-pound guy that don't even know what he's doing, that doesn't even know how to calm down. Man has no composure, man has no poise, and supposed to be a karate man, and these are the things that karate is supposed to teach an individual. I seen no likes of it. I didn't see that. So no, I can't go by that. I want to see him in the ring with somebody his size, with the same discipline, with the same expertise, like they're talking about Jake Paul fighting MMA guys. That's what that reminded me of. You know, somebody trained in boxing taking on an MMA guy. That's what that reminded me of. So I wanted him to get in the ring with the same guy, the same poise and physical ability as him. That's what I want to see.
But he did fight in his division next day. And Ernest is right. Actually, he did clean house with everybody.
Well, he was probably fighting teenagers or something like that, or people that didn't have a lot of experience.
Same weight class, same age group.
You know.
I think guy fights probably light heavy or heavy.
I don't know all the particulars to everything that went on. I just know from a feeling that I got, the competition wasn't that stiff the next day. That's all I'm saying. But be it as it may, we will get Ernest Miller on this show, and we will grill him, and we will talk to him about this so-called point karate.
I got to do some endorsement here. See this?
What is that?
This is the new. It's not
that Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody's action figure. It's a real cool one. It's made by Powertown.
Okay.
It's just coming out. And I have.
No, I haven't never seen any action figures on Bruiser Brody before.
Yeah. So this is the old like classic guys. You know, like certainly because they're gonna go over huge. Here's Stan Hansen.
With that Stan Hansen?
Yep. Cowboy Stan Hansen.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know
those are pretty good, man.
Yeah, and it's a real good one, and it's really well made, and I know, I can sell the crap out of these things in Japan because these guys all made it huge in Japan.
Oh man, all of them are big in Japan, bro. Stan Hansen made a living in Japan, man.
Oh, absolutely. He matter of fact, he was just there.
Really?
Yeah, he just made an appearance, and he did a talk show with Muda actually.
Oh, okay.
Here's Greg Gagne.
Okay.
So of course I acquired the rights to sell these in Japan.
Okay.
I got to make my few bucks.
What is Brad Rankins up to now?
You know what? He's a hermit. You know that, right?
I remember somebody saying that. It might have been you.
Yeah, I finally talked to him. I called him like 30 times. He finally called me, and he goes, "How you doing, son?"
Really?
Yeah, and he's up in Wisconsin.
Because I know Brad. He spent a lot of time over there, didn't he?
And I couldn't find any.
Brad spent a lot of time over in Japan too.
Yeah, Brad did. Yeah. This is the closest thing I found that looked like you.
What is that? Who is that?
Who is it?
Was that the Mandalorian?
No, look.
I see the face.
It's Black Adam.
Oh.
This is the closest thing I can find that look like you.
Black Adam.
Well, I know the black part's close enough.
Yeah, I tried to look at that new Fast and Furious today. What was that yesterday? Earlier today.
Yeah.
The new Fast and Furious, but it kept coming up in Spanish. I couldn't get it to come up in English, man. It kept coming up in Spanish.
You're not paying for that stuff.
Well, it's a little bit too new. It's been coming up in Spanish even before it came out live. Until I can, maybe another week or so, they'll have an English version on that.
What's been really hot? What's been really hot is remember I showed you the cards, those cards from back in the days.
Yeah.
Well, you signed 50 of them for me.
Right.
No, I think you signed about a dozen of them for me. I don't know how many you signed. But anyway, I sold Randy Savage. They're bringing about $1,000 a pop. And I talked to JSA guy today, and he says Chris Benoit believe it or not, is one of the hot ones.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Brian asked me to ask you, hey Stevie, ask Sonny about the story I told you about when his son got mad at him. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this. I can't remember who said it though. Now I see. His son got mad at him and was playing a WCW video game.
Oh
You
yeah,
remember telling that story?
yeah, yeah. So you remember when the first game came out?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, THQ, I think, was the first video game that came up. Was then we went to EA Sports and other
Right.
companies.
Right.
First one was THQ,
Mm-hmm.
and what happened was my youngest Kaz, he had to been like 7, 8 years old, something like that.
Right.
And so I said, hey, time out. You got to go sit down in your basement. Go down in the basement. So usually, right, when you send your kid for discipline, can I come up now? You hear that about 5 minutes later. Well, he's
Right.
down there and I don't hear nothing. I kind of forgot about him.
Right.
He's not begging to come back up. So I go creeping down there and see what he's doing. So he has the THQ game, and this is when I just found out that I was part of the video game. Because I was one of those hidden character. You have to
Right.
win so much to get it, get me in. Anyway, yeah, so I go down there and, he has like Macho Man or Hulk Hogan beating the crap out of me in a video game.
Right.
And I said, what are you doing? He says, that's you, Dad. And you getting all beat up. So he had all the wrestlers beating me
Right.
up. So those video game actually worked out pretty good for he got his and I didn't have to get my ass kicked. So
You know what? I know I've never been a video game guy other than arcades a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as playing videos at home and stuff like that, I never really. The only video game I really liked to play was Pac-Man.
Mm.
That's the only game, man. I used to love to play Pac-Man.
Do you
So
remember? I don't know who we were. I think we went to. God, what was that bunch of restaurant that was owned by Hollywood, Planet Hollywood? Right? It was a restaurant chain.
Yeah, I remember the Planet Hollywoods.
You and I, Jimmy Hart, I think Booker was there. We went to some promotion event and it was
Oh, with all the video games and stuff?
video game, yeah.
Yeah, that was in San Francisco.
Okay, so we went,
Yeah.
and I remember we ate there and playing
Right.
video game, we were on a kind of promotional tour or something.
Well, one of the ones we went to, we had to do this thing one day where I guess they had competitions around the country. And they brought in, I don't know how many kids, man, and they were all like whatever region they were in.
Okay, yeah.
And then they were going to have a battle
Oh,
at the Planet Hollywood or wherever we were at. And
Yeah.
whoever won that got to play video games with me and my brother.
okay.
And that's how so I was like, so the kid that won got to play us. But I didn't really play video games. My brother does though. He's always been
Okay.
into videos.
Sure.
And then my brother beats the kid to death. Didn't give him nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a Booker.
I'm like, wait a minute, man, the kid won, My brother's into this now, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember the video game. He's killing the kid, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, man, ease up on him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And cause he was so in a zone, cause I'm thinking the kid gonna kill my brother, you know what I'm saying? Cause he done won his region, he came there, competed against all the other kids, beat all of them. Now I'm like, well, my brother don't play that much. Well, I didn't know my brother played. That's all he did on his off time. You see what I'm saying?
So
is play video games from the fucking time he get up in the morning to the time he go to bed at night. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the real cars and and stuff like that. I'm not into the video stuff, man. So
Wow.
so when he started playing the kid, he started killing him. And I'm like saying to myself, man, come on, man, get a kid a break, man. And then he thought about it for a minute, like, oh, oh yeah. Well, by that time, he done beat the kid 10 times. I mean, I'm like, oh man, I'll never forget that, man. So I just like walked away and let the people who was handling that, the PR people, handle that stuff, man. Cause I just thought that was so cold, man, how he did the kid, man. I'll never forget that.
Now I gotta show you something else I dug up.
Okay, what you got?
You'll like this. You'll like this. You never held this belt.
What belt is that?
This is 6-man tag belt.
No, I never held that belt.
WCW
I
6-man
never
tag
wanted.
belt.
I never wanted to hold a belt with 6 people. Like
Well,
Nikita,
no,
Nikita Koloff, Uncle Ivan, and Barry Darso, Crusher Khrushchev.
Yeah.
That kind of 6-man. I mean, how many 6-man teams are there all running around in each wrestling federation, man?
Well, that's the thing. There wasn't too many, and
No.
they retired this belt. Like, they didn't really do any of this stuff. But they
Right.
used the belt as a prop though, when they did promotion and stuff. And matter of fact, I have a picture with a bunch of guys like
Right.
Steve Austin. Because they couldn't find his belt or something, so they just grabbed this and put it over his shoulder. They got a picture of him carrying this belt because people didn't know. So, but
Road
yeah,
Warriors and Dusty Rhodes, my boys, they said, yeah. Freebirds.
yeah.
Well,
Freebird.
that's 4 teams.
Yeah. So there was
That's
few.
4.
So
that's,
but, yeah. So when they retired the belt, I don't know how I ended up with it, but I ended up with it.
oh, really? You know what, man? I don't have any belts, man. I mean, from all the belts we've had, I was the global heavyweight champion, and everybody know we were global tag team
You don't even
champions.
have a replica of that? Nothing?
No, I never sweated it, man. I never cared about it very much until years later. Then you start seeing fans wearing belts and stuff like that.
Well, you know what, a lot of guys.
I never really cared for. I never cared for stuff like that, man.
Well, you know
it's
what
just
a
not
lot
in
of-
my. It's just not in my DNA.
You know what a lot of boys do, or guys, when they win the championship, they always have one made. That's how it is in UFC, or any boxing. You win a
Right.
championship, of course you lose it, but they keep.
But
they
you can
get a
make
replica
you can make a copy of it.
and yeah, they put it up in their house, and
Right. No, you know what? I've always thought about stuff like that, and even back when in my game room where I had all my wrestling memorabilia, I didn't have any belts. Only pictures of me with belts. Only pictures of me with every belt I ever held. But no real belts. Like my buddy, who's a ex-boxer, Reggie Johnson.
yeah.
He still got a whole bunch of replica belts, man, that he takes
There you
with
go.
him, and he takes with him when he does appearances and stuff like that, and bring the belts out. I just never, carrying around a boxing belt is not is totally different than carrying around a wrestling belt.
Yeah. I hear what you're
Totally,
saying.
totally different, man.
But
Man, I had to go everywhere. Back in those days, we had to go everywhere with the belt.
You know who's doing the WWE or Lost Treasure thing? That new show still, it's back on it now, and they changed the format a little bit, but
Yeah, I told you we did one. Matter of fact, it should be coming out pretty soon.
and what they should do, I suggested that you should talk to you about the boot that you loaned at the Rodman.
The boots, before you continue, those boots are in this episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. Okay,
The boots that I loaned to Randy Savage is in this episode.
that's great.
Yeah. No lie. No lie.
That's
And
great.
matter of fact, they just hit me. They just hit me a couple of days ago, and they was like, "Hey man, what's your email, man? We trying to get your money." You know, and I'm like, I've already been paid. Already. But I guess it's another pay after, you know what I'm saying, the deal. So I had to send them my email so I could sign the document. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny you bring that up because this episode with my brother and I, those boots with Randy Savage, and I give the whole spiel, and I called him a cross dresser. But they probably gonna edit that out.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about the Rodman boot. The
What? That's the boots I'm talking about. What you think I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought you said Randy Savage.
He was wrestling Randy Savage.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. All right.
Right.
Okay.
He was wrestling Randy Savage when he had my boots on. He wasn't out there just walking around like a peacock. He was wrestling. he, he was actually attempting to wrestle.
Oh.
Yeah.
But great athlete. You know who really impressed me during those days when we had Karl Malone? Karl Malone impressed me. How he
Yes.
could move.
Yes.
The big man that
I think Karl Malone might have been. I think Karl Malone might have been the best out of everybody we had came in.
Yeah, I mean his athleticism was amazing.
Yeah, I think Karl Malone. Yeah, I think Karl Malone might have been. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Cause he had it down, bro. I mean, he really had it down. He
Yeah.
really. I mean, he was impressive.
Yeah, I
He
agree.
was really impressive. Rodman had it down too, but not like Carl.
Jay Leno
Carl
was
could
terrible.
Carl could wrestle a whole match.
Yeah. Jay Leno was terrible.
Jay Leno messed the spot up, man. You remember when Jay messed the damn spot up? He's
Yeah.
supposed to come out and go, Bischoff! And he came out too early. He had to end up doing it twice. Bischoff! Oh my God.
Oh, fun times.
Oh my fun times, man. God. Oh my God.
But I gotta run.
I know you do,
turn
bro.
off on you.
I know you do, man.
So
But
I will leave to you, you audience, and I'm gonna be traveling. I'll be in Iowa Tuesday, so I should be okay. So, but I'll talk.
okay,
to you.
brother.
Power on. Bluetooth
Alright.
pairing.
But okay then, Sonny. Hey,
Connected.
everybody out there, Sonny's got to run. I'll be on for another 5-6 minutes after Sonny gets up. But hey, Sonny, appreciate you, and we will
Appreciate
see.
you.
We will see you next week, Sonny.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call Ernest and make sure to work that out.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and call him.
Yeah.
He'll back out. He'll back out.
All right, we'll see how that goes, but I think you'll be fine on the card.
Okay, dog.
All right, I'll talk to you.
All right, brother.
All right, peace.
Peace, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the great Sonny Ono is out. And like I said, man, we appreciate everybody, tagging along. And, hey, doing what we do. Let me see. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. And those action figures, man, I don't know if y'all got a good look at those action figures, but boy, they were nice. They were very nice, man. Oh, they're going to have a Dark Side of the Ring of Matt Bourne? Somebody had said something. Who was that last week that said, might have been the week before last, said something about Dark Side of the Ring. And can't remember who it was. But some of these Dark Sides of the Ring, man, are really. Well, I know Russo said he wouldn't work with him again because everything he had said on something, they twisted it and fabricated some things, and he didn't really like that. So I guess with any kind of documentary, you don't really know how much has been Hollywooded up, just to make the show better. That's what's kind of unauthentic about some of that stuff, man. But you know, if the person's still alive, like say Magnum TA, you know, then some of the stuff he's got to okay it and make sure everything's on the up and up, you know. But I enjoy the dark sides of the ring, man. I really do. Whether it's been twisted a little or not, they're very interesting to me because, you know, some of the things you don't know. Just like a fan, you know, I'm just like a fan. I'm just like a fan also when it comes to those kind of things. But Stevie, who made Cat? Man, I don't fucking know. I just worked there. Real Cool just asked me who made Cat an authority figure. I just work at the show, bro. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors and who comes up with ideas to do whatever. I have no idea. I'm not. When you guys ask me stuff about stuff that go on in the show, I don't work in the office. I'm talent. You know, so whoever was working in the office back then, or whoever was running the show, you know, they have to okay those things. So you pretty much, you know, idea can come from anybody, but you know, there's always one person that's got the last say on everything that goes on. So y'all can pretty much figure that out for yourself. To be honest, I think it was crazy when Darkseid A&E did the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was done on A&E. That wasn't done by Dark Side of the Ring. Ultimate Warrior, all his stuff is Vince. That wasn't the Dark Side of the Ring. Two totally different. Dark Side of the Ring is Vice. Two totally different companies. Then maybe did they both do one on it? Maybe I missed one. Because A&E got a contract with Vince McMahon and WWE. And you ever notice Dark Side of the Ring doesn't do any WWE, so-called WWE guys. You know, they might do some guys that was there for a minute, you know, but the guys that Vince still making money off of, no, they can't do it. Sonny was on there talking about Collision, yeah, because that was WCW stuff. That wasn't WWE stuff. But yeah, that those Dark Side episodes are Vice. And like I said, I've met those guys. And hey, I forgot what Vince told me his problem was with him, but probably something that he said or something that I remember him explaining it to me, but I can't remember exactly what it was, man. But that's a good I can't remember, but it was something that went down that he didn't approve it or something to that nature. But you know, it is what it is. We need an episode of Dark Side on Ahmed Johnson. Ahmed Johnson is not dead. I mean, his career didn't go like he hoped it would, but y'all must don't understand what Dark Side of the Ring means. I mean, Johnson's still out doing conventions and stuff like that. So now the dark sides are going to be about everybody that didn't have a great career? Well, what's dark about that? That's the question. What's dark about that? You can have that about 100 different guys that was up here one day and not up here the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what's dark about that? Dark Side of the Ring is about tragic things that happen to uh, professional wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? Things that you didn't see coming, or things that you hopefully people could avoid it, and things of that nature. But having a career that was up here and then it was down here, or whatever, that ain't what's dark about that. Ain't nothing to talk about. You have them shit. That's any job. That can be any job. That can be. I would love for them to do one on my boy Rick, who's in WCW with myself. And how they brought him in, pushed him like crazy, and then next thing you know, he wasn't getting pushed no more. They done one on China. I don't know. I seen something on China. I don't know if that was a Dark Side. I seen a documentary on her though. That might have been before they was doing Dark Sides of the Ring. But I did see some kind of documentary on her though. Rick Rude would be a good one. Rick Rude would really be a good one. Yeah. And like I said, the one with the Road Warriors, I'm the one that put Animal and the people from Dark Side together. And they had a meeting. Next thing I know, they was doing it. So Rick would be interesting. I don't think they did. Yeah, Rick would be interesting. Yeah, I think you're right, Real Cool. I think you're right, because it went all the way up to when she died. But what station was that on, though, Real Cool? Because I remember seeing it. Yeah, that's right. I hooked that up, man. I hooked that up. Because of how good they were, how they were at the top of the game, and then the tragic demise of Hawk. And it came out real good, man. Came out real good. I remember me and Animal talking about it when it came out. And next thing you know, my boy Animal done died, man. I was like, oh wow, man. It's crazy. Now who is that? But like I said, I honestly believe you're either gonna have to do something really tragic, or you're gonna have to be famous enough. Or you're gonna have to be famous enough for the show to get over with people, like the Johnny K9 stuff. The Johnny K9 stuff, what I'm saying, a lot of people didn't know him. A lot of fans probably don't remember him, but in the business, some of the things that he did was worthy of a Dark Side of the Ring because of some of the demonic things that he did. In that case, Marty Jannetty would have been, you're right, Kron. But it ain't, what I'm saying? I mean, just because your career was not what you wanted to be, that don't mean that's a Dark Side of the Ring, because hell, you're still out kicking and living. What's dark about that? It ain't about careers. It's about demise. Not all the time, at the end of the day. Junkyard Dog, dogs. Didn't know A&E, I think A&E did one on the Junkyard Dog. Sylvester Ritter. They just did one not too long ago. But like I say, A&E doing documentaries on ex-WWE guys is one thing. Dark Side of the Ring is something totally different. That's just not a documentary. Even though Sylvester Ritter died in a car accident, that don't mean he was having such a fucked up time and with people and stuff like that to warrant a dark side of the ring. I think you guys are getting it mixed up. Just because somebody died don't mean they had a tragic lifestyle. He died in an automobile accident, leaving his daughter's graduation. What's demonic about that? That can happen to anybody. You know, and like I said, like the Road Warriors, you know, they concentrate a lot on how Hawk was having demons for so long. And that's why it was the dark side of the ring. Because that is exactly what Animal told me, face to face. Because now you got something, you know. Rick Rude, Gino Hernandez, they already did Gino. Ole Anderson, and others, but all not truly. Well, I mean, they did a Gino Hernandez, okay? Ole Anderson is still alive and kicking. What's dark about that? Like I said, I don't think you guys get what Dark Side of the Ring is really about. Not to the degree where we're going to do a documentary on somebody that had a hell of a career and pretty much career went out on his own. Maybe wasn't on his own, but his career, he had a long career and he went out on his own, whether it was intentional or non-intentional, and he had a pretty good afterlife. Who wants to see that? You got to realize we live in the United States of America. We like demonic shit. Demonic, fucked up, you know, shit. That's what draws us to the table and to the televisions, you know, at the end of the day. You're right, cuz just because somebody passed away, that don't mean it's dark. Man probably lived a hell of a life. I don't understand the comparison. Just because somebody died, something wrong with that? We all gonna die. So you're gonna do a documentary on everybody that died? We're all gonna die. There's no shame in dying, because what's gonna happen to all of us. Now, Real Cool just said the one on Grizzly Smith was crazy. He was a serial pedophile. Okay, that might be true. But I'm really not talking about the past ones that they've done things on. He's pretty much talking about what people think they should do things on, you know. But something like that, nobody knew anything about. Real Cool. So that's what makes it a story, because none of that had ever came to the forefront. None of it had ever came to the light. So now you got some. I want a Harlem Heat done on you and your brother. About what? Brother, you done heard that story 50,000 times. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, ain't a goddamn thing dark about my life. Nothing. I put everything out in front. Wrestling is just what I did. It ain't never been who I am. That's for anybody, for anyone's, you know, information. Cause I ain't finna fucking die for no goddamn business. I don't give a shit what business it is. You ain't fucking finna see me in a hotel OD and shit like that. No, bro. Everybody know that story inside and out. It's been told 1,000 times. And like I said, what's dark about that? I'm not dead. I'm sitting there talking to you right now. Or went through some tragic situation where my heart stopped on the table or some shit like that. You know? It always seems to
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
It always seems to
Bluetooth connected.
just freak me out, man, when I see some of these guys that went through that I wouldn't even privy to. You know, it's crazy. But like I said, the professional wrestling business is a crazy, crazy business. So that's why none of it ever. Wait a minute, Kush. Did you happen to catch the Rich and Shameless show with Hogan leaked the sex tape? No, man, I didn't. Sex tape thing. I mean, who wants to go through that, bro? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? A sex tape with your buddy's wife. Really? A sex tape? Now you see a sex tape of Ray Dog. I might not know who she was, but it ain't gonna be one of my buddy's wives. Especially not my best friend that I'm staying at his house. You did? Lewis, you did. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be nobody gal that's my buddy's gal, and I'm bunking at your house, and then y'all see now. Y'all might see old Ray Dog in a sex tape, but somebody take me without my knowing. And it ain't gonna be nobody that I know. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You hear me, Lewis? You hear me, Kush? I'm telling you right now. You know, you ain't gonna catch me doing no shit like. I'm not that fucked up, bro. I'm not that maniacal. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't mess with nobody's gals. They wives, they girlfriends, none of that. Now, how you can pull yourself to do that for a piece of pussy is beyond me. Because you know what I'm saying, I ain't never had no problem with no pussy. You dig it? Never. You know what I'm saying? If that was a sex tape for Stevie Ray, we'd have too many exes. I'm just saying, bro. I don't get it. I never will get it. It was funny to me then. It's funny to me now. Woo, brother. I guess it all depends on your upbringing, bro. Now, I'm going to be straight with you. Oh, Ray Dog did some crazy things in my life, you know. I might have a couple of them in the book that I'm writing. I might. But I don't want y'all looking at me like some sideways. Dog. Can't do it. This your boy Stevie Ray. And I'm signing out. Peace.